The name was inspired by, we wanted to create an establishment that is accepted within a particular community, with different members of the community coming and having a good time there. And the whole concept is, you've had such a long day at work, you've had such a long day in the house, you want to go somewhere where you can have a drink, have some meal, and listen to good music and be able to just shed off some of the stresses of the day and a lot of that comes with that in our day-to-day interaction. So that was the main inspiration behind it. It's not a place where you need to overly dress up, but it's not a place you also need to underdress. You can be yourself, you can be very unpretentious. It's a place that we accept everyone in whatever shape or form you come in. It fills a gap where it's your day-to-day entertainment spot. It's your day-to-day restaurant, because it is a bar and restaurant. There is food, but you can also have drinks and everything like that. So you have very good made world-class cocktails there. You have quite a bit of an extended Kenyan menu when it comes to the kitchen, but you also have world-class beverages where you can have from your entry-level whiskey, gin, tequila, to your super high-end gin, tequila, and whiskey as well. So that's what it cuts across, where it cuts across society in terms of your CEO can come there and have a drink, but your entry-level employee can come have a drink with that same CEO within the same space. I think Bar Next Door is very unique from a branding perspective. It has a very strong brand, which was very much accepted in the local market, to the point where consumers feel like they can't even call it Bar Next Door anymore. They call it BnD, and that's what they've run with. So it's been very much accepted in the Nairobi cultural scene, right? So the brand is very strong. I think one of our competitive advantages is our service is very good. I think our relationship with customers is very good, from communication on online platforms to digital platforms and everything like that. But at the same time, we have very strong structures in terms of it's a hospitality establishment, but it's really run like a corporate significant player in the market in terms of structures, in terms of reporting, in terms of the different people within the establishment and their roles. So there's a lot of things that we borrowed from leading organizations all over the world, irrespective of their industry, that we brought in and tried to incorporate within our establishment. So that's interesting, because we opened at the heart of COVID, and when we opened there was a lot of challenges in terms of a lot of bars were shutting down. But even with COVID, that brought about a lot of different customer preferences, how customers are behaving, and we were able to tap into that. So post-COVID, I think business is getting back to the levels it was, gradually and slowly, and we're very much appreciative of that. But there's also been a lot of other macro factors that are affecting the businesses. So some of the reports are saying we're still at that level where we were during COVID, but it's slightly positive. So a lot of the macros are things affecting pricing of inputs, of alcohol, of raw materials that we use in the kitchen, etc., to things like legislation and all these things. So these are things that we are in constant communication with the respective parties involved to try and handle and manage. But I would say there's been a steady increase in customer confidence in coming back to the bar and feeling confident within that space. So I'd say it's positive, and we're only looking for it to get better and better. With any business, any line of business you have to be in, you have to think about the potential risks that might come forth, right? COVID just came and shocked the world. So even now, there's a lot of things that might affect the day-to-day running of such organizations. So for me, the best I can do is keep in touch with what's happening globally, outlooks for 2024. So some of the things that we're looking at is geopolitical instability, right? So how would that affect the day-to-day running of a bar? So that touches on pricing, maybe supply chain of materials coming in, etc. So with that, there are decisions that we can make way before and try to mitigate such risks affecting us. And um, with that, I think it's being ready for the risks that might come and knowing those risks way before and not waiting to be reactive, but being proactive in trying to mitigate them. That's the best way I think we can deal with a lot of these uncertainties. So with that, we've been one of the first players that have pioneered a state-of-the-art point of sale system. It's called Hasibu, which we developed with the company itself in terms of the needs that we want, the needs that our customers have. But at the same time, it needs to be so sophisticated that the level and amount of data that we get from it is able to equip us in making decisions on a day-to-day basis. So I think for us, we measure everything from the time a customer gets their order from when they request for stuff and what moves the most. So certain things and following such data are able to equip us with the knowledge to be on top of the customer trends and preferences when they're on location. On top of that, when it comes to technology, there's partners that we work with to promote responsible drinking, not drinking and driving, such as Uber, so taxi hailing companies and things like that, to be able to assist us in facilitating that. So I think some of the milestones we've been able to cover is building a strong team, right? Building amazing structures within the organization. So there's a team, there's amazing structures. I think we have 2 really good locations. I think we are also expanding our team and getting property managers to be able to help us get new locations. I think some of the things we're also really good at and milestones that we've been able to get is we have a very solid story in terms of what the product is, and I think the Kenyan market is accepting it, and that is beautiful to see. I think one of the other things that we're working very closely with the Ministry of Tourism to segment and make sure that nightlife becomes a pillar of the economy and how we measure GDP, because it is a contributing factor. So how do we measure that? So that's one of the milestones I'd say we're able to get to as well. Even with this particular establishment, I sit here because, I mean, we have an office at their respective locations, but it just doesn't work mentally for me. So this is a better space for me. I feel like my mind works better here. I feel like I interact with numerous people in the same industry and in different industries and see how we can collaborate. But at the same time, I have numerous meetings all over town. So I might have a meeting in CBD. It's convenient for me to take it from Nairobi Garage. I might have one in Kilimani. I might have one in Spring Valley or Westland. So it really fits my dynamic day-to-day operations, even when I travel outside the country, and I'm still able to book meetings remotely and things like that. So it really does work very well for me because I'm constantly on the go. So it really fits my life and my schedule. I think the one advice I can give aspiring entrepreneurs is constantly just be on it, right? And one of my interviews recently, I spoke about the value of time. So it's just literally understanding every day, what am I doing? I think another key thing is mentorship. I think a lot of the journeys that you will go through and you'll pass through, there's significant other people that have gone through, possibly made mistakes or had learnings from, that you can basically learn from. So even up till today, I have a lot of people that hold my hand and guide me on how to operate, aligning my vision, aligning my strategy. So for me, the key 2 takeaways is mentorship and always just keeping track of your time and knowing what you're supposed to do and taking those things off. When you say you're supposed to do something, just do it, get it out of the way. My parting shots is, I think we're in 2024, there's a lot of expectations with the year, and on our day-to-day basis, I know we chase a lot of things, whether we're working, whether we're entrepreneurs, whether it's with family, a lot of different things. I think it's always spare a day or 2, go have a drink, enjoy yourself, listen to good music, spread the good vibes. That's all I can say.